My name is Aimee, and today I will be showing you my January spreads for this year. There have been a lot of ice skating shorts that pop up on my feed, and I figured it would be a good theme to start off the new year. I begin with drawing the outline of the figure skater, and unfortunately my phone died while recording this, so I only got to show that halfway. I wanted to make a trail that the ice skates made and had the idea to do calligraphy instead of just a plain line. The quote I picked for the month resembled a lot of what I want to achieve this year. I am always scared to try something new, afraid of failure, but I want to just try, even when it's out of my comfort zone. Here's to being a little bit more fearless with the art journey. I didn't really know what to fill the empty space with at first, but the straight marks that the ice skates made reminded me of triangles for some reason. I didn't want to draw snowflakes again since I did that for last month's spread, so I went with something simple. I have skated once in my life and it was a lot of fun, but I fell on my butt quite a bit as well. When I see figure skaters just gliding so gracefully and do their amazing spins, I just watch in awe and can just appreciate how much time and effort it must have taken to achieve that skill. I guess the same thing can be said about art as well. It takes time to get to a certain level, and you can only improve by going forward, even when it feels impossible. Now, for coloring the ice skater, I used a Tombow dual brush pen to color in her skin, skates, and hair. I wanted to do the dresses that they wear justice by using washi tape to color it in while sticking with the triangle design. Or it's just my simple way of not having to think of a design and use pretty washi tapes instead. Next up is my calendar spread for the month and a content calendar to separate it from my usual life stuff. I used Tombow dual brush pens for the outline and colored in the headers. I then used a white gel pen to write in the days of the week for the calendar and took a micron pen to fill in the days. On the side, I am making space for some notes I want to take down and a little chore tracker. I sometimes end up slacking on them, and I hope that making this tracker will put me back on track. I added on some triangles on the empty spaces so that it didn't look too bland. I went on to start cutting off a little tab for my content calendar, rounding out the corners with a corner punch, and made a small calendar for my content schedule. I made a little key on the side to track what I post and what I plan on doing for the day. I'll be honest, I didn't really use it the way I thought I would, so I will need to adjust it to fit my vision. This is another spread that I've never used before too, so I try out something new and see if it sticks in my spreads. I had a large space for a doodle on the bottom, and instead of doing simple triangles, I drew another figure skater. I was pulling my hair out with this one because perspective. Perspective is not my friend when it comes to drawing, so I don't know why I was so ambitious when I decided to do this. Whiteout helped me with the mistakes I did, and I added some more triangles around the skater. Now, I really love the calligraphy I did for this spread. However, if you notice, my silly self didn't realize that I was writing the wrong month. I covered it up with some pretty scrap paper and forgot that it even happened. I did the same steps on this figure skater, coloring the skin, skates, and hair. I added a different triangle washi for this skater to finish it up. Onto my habit tracker, I used the same color Tombow brush pen to line the habit tracker and color in the headers. I used a lighter color for every other line so I can track which one I needed to mark easily. I used a white gel pen to write in my habits for the month. I did my usual habits from previous years, art practice, studying Japanese and Korean, etc., but I wanted to add a couple as well. I added a washi tape on the bottom to separate my budget tracker from my habit tracker and got to work on that. I feel like using a budget tracker has really helped me make sure that I don't go too crazy on splurging, especially since I let loose more with it for gifts last month. Getting back on track is really important to me and my wallet. I added some pretty scrap paper on the sides for this spread to match the previous one, and then in calligraphy wrote habit and budget on the top and bottom. Moving on to the next spread, I first created a menu on the side to plan out my meals and worked on the weekly spreads. I usually make a weekly spread for each week, but got a little burnt out from it last year. This month, I wanted to use a Dutch door system so I can see the design for no matter the week and not draw one for each week. I wrote in the days of the week with a micron pen fineliner and used a dot marker at the end of each day. After the dot marker dries, I used a white gel pen to write in the dates. I use a clip to make sure that the pages don't get in my way when I start to draw my last figure skater and begin outlining her. This was another difficult pose to get right, but she is definitely my favorite out of all the figure skaters I drew. If there are any figure skaters out there watching, I know that all of your poses and dances are so gracious and beautiful, but they also make me realize how much I need to practice and add more. On to the last spread. I wrote memories in calligraphy and added a section underneath for my daily memory thoughts. I also added my doodle challenge spread for the month on the next page, and that wraps up my setup for January. I am really happy with how this setup turned out. I hope I did some justice to the figure skaters in the world and showed my admiration for them. It's been a while since I drew people, and even though it was a challenge, it was a lot of fun to make. Thank you so much for watching, and I always appreciate all of the support from each of you. Please let me know what you think, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.